many countries emerged on the Indo-Chinese peninsula. In Myanmar, the Pagan Empire was established in the 11th century. The Pagan Empire developed its own unique culture under the influence of the Theravada Buddhism of India. In the late 13th century, when the Pagan Empire fell to the Yuan dynasty, Myanmar was divided and later developed into the Toungoo dynasty. The northern part of Vietnam was under the rule of China until it achieved its independence in the 10th century. Emperor Li of the Li dynasty changed the name of the country to Dai Viet, adopted and reformed the civil service exam system of the Chinese Song dynasty, and supported the practice of Buddhism. During the Tran dynasty, Dai Viet defeated the invading Mongols, and the Vietnamese worked to keep their national identity by writing an official history text called Complete Annals of Dai Viet, using their own writing script called Chu Nom that was based on Chinese characters. Towards the end of the 2nd century, southern Vietnam was occupied by the Champa Empire, which had its roots in Indian culture. The Champa Empire, supported by a dynamic maritime trade, lasted for many years. In Thailand, the Sukhothai Kingdom was established by a Thai tribe that migrated from southern China. The Sukhothai Empire accepted Theravada Buddhism and developed its own unique culture with their own Thai script. Towards the end of the 14th century, the Ayutthaya Empire occupied Thailand after overthrowing the Sukhothai Empire. Angkor Empire is established in Cambodia. Around the 1st century, the Funan Empire was established in the lower region of the Mekong River. The Funan Empire accepted Mahayana Buddhism and thrived via maritime trade until it was absorbed by the Chenla Empire in the 6th century. Later, the Chenla Empire was split into northern and southern regions until they were reunited when the Angkor Empire was established around the 9th century with its capital in Angkor. Influenced by both Buddhism and Hinduism, the Angkor Empire constructed Angkor Thom and Angkor Wat. Angkor Wat was originally built as a Hindu temple, but later on it was used as a Buddhist temple.
Is Angkor Wat a Hindu temple or a Buddhist temple? Angkor Wat was built in the early 12th century by King Suryavarman II of the Angkor Empire to unite with Vishnu, one of the Hindu gods. It was a Hindu temple, but as Buddhism became popular in the 1300s and 1400s, Buddhist statues were enshrined in the temple. Buildings were built on a large site. A pond was dug around it to represent the sea, and walls were built around the building to symbolize the Himalayan peaks. A high tower in the center symbolizes Mount Meru as the center of the universe, and 4 towers around it symbolize the surrounding peaks. When the Angkor Empire fell in the 15th century, Angkor Wat was buried in the jungle and rediscovered by French scholars in 1861. The Europeans described it as a miracle of the Orient.
Several countries emerge in the Southeast Asian islands. The development of the area around the Southeast Asian islands was credited to maritime trade because the area was situated on the ocean midway between China and India. Around the 7th century, the Srivijaya Empire was established on the island of Sumatra, extended its influence to control the Strait of Malacca, and thrived through maritime trade between west and east. On Java Island, the Shailendra dynasty was established around the 8th century. The Shailendra dynasty accepted Mahayana Buddhism and left certain Buddhist monuments such as the Borobudur Temple. Towards the end of the 13th century, the Majapahit Empire emerged and overthrew the Srivijaya dynasty to dominate Indonesia and the Malay Peninsula. The Majapahit Empire developed a unique culture through a fusion of Hindu culture and the traditional culture of the Java tribe.
What are the characteristics of the Borobudur Temple? Borobudur is a stupa of the Mahayana Buddhist temple built in the 8th and 9th centuries. In Sanskrit, it means a temple on a mountain and is known as the world's largest Buddhist relic. Borobudur was made to form one huge stupa by gathering numerous pagodas. Sculptures of different sizes are engraved on the walls of the temple, most of which contain beautiful and interesting stories regarding the worldview and philosophy of Buddhism. Its contents are very diverse, such as retributive justice in Buddhist philosophy, the history of Shakyamuni, such as trees and animals, and the daily life of ordinary people, so it can be said to be a huge storybook.